Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today from Rome. Hi, I apologize for yesterday. I'm not sure what happened, but the internet completely stopped working. I couldn't get back on, so I just let it go. I figured it had to do with the clearings that we were running, not just the body process, but also running the clearing with the big four. And actually, that changed already again. Gary and Dane never really stop. So, Gary and Dane, the founders of Access Consciousness, never really stopped creating. And so, yesterday, another element came out, the fifth element of this clearing, which is basically about being the savior, and not the savior of the earth, interestingly enough, but the savior of people on the earth. So everywhere that you have been the savior and everything that allows that and creates that in your life, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Times a gazillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. So the big four became now the big five. If you want to know more about the big four, please listen to day number 140. 140. I explain it there. And also, of course, if you are in any of Gary or Dane's classes, you are already aware of this. But so now the big four became the big five, with the fifth element being the savior of people on planet Earth. So destroy and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. So again, destroy and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. So use the palms of your hands to run this process on the earth. You do not have to be directly on the earth to do it. But let's activate elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. Elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. Elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. And please again destroy and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, poovets, and beyonds. And I hope you did enjoy being you day yesterday. It was a big, amazing time from Rome and then further on. Amazing, amazing. I am so grateful for all these tools. So please also connect with one another. Connect with everybody who's running this process now, in the past, and in the future. And lower your walls and barriers, receiving also from these people. But now also receiving from the earth in simultaneity. Please pull energy. Let the earth contribute to you. as you are gifting to her. Please allow this to be in simultaneity. Elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poovats, and beyonds. And destroy and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poovats, and beyonds. And please expand out. Expand out, expand out. If you have this racing brain, expand out. Allow the molecules to relax. And with expansion, you can create space between the molecules. So give yourself some more space, please. And if you have some stuff going on today, first of all, who does this belong to? Return to sender. Who does that belong to? Return to sender. Who does that belong to? Return to sender. Who does that belong to? Return to sender. And then, what's right about this? What's right about this I'm not getting? And not to judge it as being right when you think it's wrong, but to acknowledge that even this creation too may have a contribution to your life. So just by asking for that, what's right about this? Elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poovats, and beyonds. And destroy and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poovats, and beyonds. And expand out even more, even more, even more. Become bigger than the universe. You, the being, are infinite. So don't try to put yourself inside of your body. Allow your body to be inside of you. You, the being, is infinite. elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis, and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And destroy and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And please receive from one another. And truly give up saving others. Our whole lives has been trying to help others, make sure they're okay, help them see possibilities. What if that was no longer your job? So just try and uncreate the big five that create that in your life. Being the savior, having to always fix it, making sure there are no problems. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And while we're at it, just try and uncreate the big five that insist and demand on creating desertification on planet Earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And yes, the big four became the big five. The big four I'm explaining on day 140. And today we added the big five, or the fifth element to the big four. Oh, yay. And our shovel got just a little bigger. The scoop of shit we are clearing is bigger yet again. And I might combine all this in the next few days, so we have one day where all of it is explained once again. Elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis, and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Elimination and eradication of the microbiotic desertification of dermis, and the actualization of the microbiotic generative dermis for body and earth. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Thank you all for being here. I am grateful for every one of you playing with me today, running this process today, encompassing the planet with our process. And truly, what else is possible? Please keep asking that question. What else can we change? What else can we generate? What else can we contribute to? So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks again, everybody, for being